As we have seen that we have been getting repeated ones and most of them are hoax bomb threats. We have had multiple meetings. There are two areas that we can explore. One is the amendment in aircraft security rules. If you can do a little amendment there, it can specifically strengthen the cause which we are fighting for right now. For the last 1 week, we have been having some repeated hoax bomb threats also happening and it has been reported widely in the media also. And regarding this situation, I want to tell the media and tell the people of this country that since the first day when it has been happening, and this is a process that we follow every time, whenever there is a bomb threat case happening, or if it is through a call, or if it is through social media, or if it is through some other means, we have a strict protocol that we follow. Because for us, like I said, safety and security is the foremost aspect, and this we follow through the international guidelines itself. And once that protocol is set, then we follow it thoroughly, word by word, whatever rule or whatever protocol that has been set, we follow it thoroughly, each and every point. And as we have seen that we have been getting repeated ones and most of them are hoax bomb threats. So once this has happened, then we have had multiple meetings. In the last 1 week, I have chaired certain meetings with all the necessary stakeholders within the ministry, and we have our Secretary Wallamji here and DG BCAS, our security regulator Hassanji is also here. And at each and every level, whoever the stakeholders are, we have been calling to the ministry, we have been having multiple meetings. In fact, our BCAS has also been interacting with MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, also on a continuous basis, because they are also an important stakeholder when it comes to these kind of security threats in the country. So at multiple levels, we have been having these meetings, and everyone we have taken in suggestions, opinions of all of them. And from the ministry, we have thought of some legislative action also, if it is required, which direction should be moved in. And we have come to the conclusion that there are two areas that we can explore. One is the amendment in aircraft security rules. Aircraft security rules is something which deals with the security aspect when it comes to within the aircraft, how do we deal with the security issues, concerns, and there is a strict rules that have been laid out. And we have seen that if you can do a little amendment there, it can specifically strengthen the cause which we are fighting for right now. So one of the idea that we want to propagate by changing these rules is, once we catch hold of the perpetrator who is behind this, we want to put them in the no-fly list. And with that idea or with that thought process, we are trying to amend the aircraft security rules, which is already there. We feel that there is some betterment that we can do, and with our discussions, we are trying to amend it. And the second one is the Suppression of Unlawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation Act. This is an act that we already have. This is also commonly known as the SUASCA Act. And there are multiple offences that have already been listed in the SUASCA Act. And one of this is a 1982 Act, and it deals with many offences such as offense at an airport, offense of committing violence on board an aircraft in flight, destruction of damage to air navigation facilities. So these are some of the offenses that this Suvaska Act targets. And what we have seen is that while it takes care of the offenses when the aircraft like is in travel, it's in flight, we see that this, if we want to address these kind of threats that have been happening, or you want to take strict action against the people who are behind this when there is a fake or a hoax threat that they're trying to do, then we have to cover the act under on the ground and at the airport also. So we are trying to make an amendment. Our legal team has worked very thoroughly on this, and we are coming up with an amendment, and then we are taking in, because this has to be a legal change in the act, we need consultation from other stakeholders, other ministries also. So we are in that process right now, but we are definitely pushing forward to bring a change in the Suvaska Act also, so that it addresses for these kind of offenses which happen when the flight is on ground, so that we can take strict action on them, we can make it cognizable offense. So that is one area that we are looking forward to. And when it comes to the offenses that have already progressed, so over the last 7 days, over the last 1 week, if you look at the number, then 8 flights have been diverted. And many of the times, because we are keeping the situation dynamic, whenever these kind of threats are happening, we, especially our BCAS team and the ministry team, we are keeping the situation dynamic. We are assessing situation by situation, what kind of threat they are giving, are they mentioning the specific flight or the airport, or what kind of threat they are trying to showcase through their tweet or everything. On top of that, to efficiently tackle that situation, whatever is required, our BCAS has also been very immediate in trying to efficiently utilize the infrastructure that is there, or if they need to do any more changes in the rules or anything, they are actively pursuing it. And we are keeping, so while we are trying to efficiently tackle this situation through the threats we are receiving, we are also not compromising on the safety and security. This also I want to make it a very priority point, because you might feel that there are these threats happening, but we can't, even though there are hoax threats, we can't take the situation non-seriously. Everything is important for us. Now the life of a passenger is important, the security situation is important, so the protocol is important for us. So we have enhanced the security also. We have enhanced the security at airports. We are doing 10% more checking at the security checkpoints. We have enhanced the CC cameras, whatever needs to be done, so that the airports get monitored more thoroughly. That part also we are doing. While we are doing that, when these kind of threats come for a specific airline or at an airport, how we deal with them also, is there any better way, so that the inconvenience to the passengers which is caused, because the protocol sometimes is very rigid and it offers the passengers or the airlines to follow a strict procedure. When you see that when it keeps happening little repeatedly, then it becomes a little inconvenience for everyone, and which is why we have been talking to the airlines also. BCAS has already met the airlines 3 times, and whatever their opinions are there, we are all discussing with them. The point I'm mentioning that we are keeping meeting everyone on multiple times is that whatever we are deciding, or whatever MHA or we are combinedly deciding, everyone is on the same platform. Nobody is against each other here. We are all combinedly working towards the common goal on how to reduce this thing. Even one plane gets diverted, it's not what we want. Even one plane gets delayed, it's not what we want. Or even one plane gets affected by these kind of fake threats, it's not what we want. So we are trying to assess the situation. And only one thing that I want to make it is, it's a very sensitive situation when it comes to these kind of threats. There is an international procedure through the ICAO guidelines that we have to follow. So we have to monitor that, and we have to take care of this situation. So combinedly, we felt that from the ministry to actively, initially, to start some kind of process, so that at least for people who are trying to make these kind of, or use the air travel medium to have these fake threats going on, there has to be some kind of deterrent. So that deterrent we feel through this legislative action we can bring through it. So aircraft security rules, we are trying to put an amendment there, and the suppression of unlawful activities against safety of civil aviation. This is another act where we want to bring in the amendment. So I feel these two are there, and all the law enforcement agencies, I have mentioned the MHA, and also the state law enforcement agencies, because whenever this kind of threat comes and there is a case that needs to be registered, that gets registered at the airport police station. So we are continuously speaking with all the law enforcement agencies also. We are pushing them to speed up the process. Now these are technical in nature. When you talk about the threats on the internet or the social media, there is IP address involved, and that is concerning many other agencies also. All of them have to be combinedly brought into this, and we are ensuring that there has to be a speedy process in terms of investigation in this. So all the players who might be involved in this, we are putting everyone on the same platform and telling them the seriousness of this issue and trying to speed up the process as much as possible. Legislative action, I have mentioned that whatever needs to be done is this. And from our ministry, I want to tell the people of this country that the safety and security of people and convenient travel of the people is always our utmost priority, and we are working towards it for the past 1 week since it has happened. Especially since my coming also, we have been discussing on this, how to enhance the whole system and all, and we are moving in that direction. And I hope that everyone, with the collective efforts of everyone, we are going to see a much better picture in the coming days.